This week, the third Sunday of Lent, we begin the process of the scrutinies, and we're invited, following the lectionary of year A, to walk with the catechumens who are preparing for baptism. And the church gives us these next 3 Sundays readings from the Gospel of St. John that help us explore some of our deepest needs and some of the deepest brokenness of sin, so that we can embrace the gift that's given to us, the redemption that's offered. The catechumens in their baptism, the woman of Sychar at the side of the well, the man born blind in the midst of the turmoil of Jerusalem, the sisters who lost their brother, that gift of life at the tomb of Lazarus. But we're invited into that in our lives as we explore what our hearts desire. And what I love about these 3 scriptures, the way that Jesus operates and how John records his work. Like, he always starts with something we understand, but he offers so much more. Right? The woman at the well, the woman at Sychar, like she knew she was thirsty because she had just walked all the way from town to the well at the noonday sun, and the sun was beating on her back, and the sweat was drizzling down her back, and the dust was clogging up the back of her throat, and she was thirsty, right? She understood thirst, and she understood the need for water, and every day, in a way that you and I never even begin to imagine, she recognized her need, her desire, her longing for water. And so she and Jesus have a conversation about water. And the desire that she had for water, for living water. And Jesus was thinking a little bit more than indoor plumbing, but she was thinking of a river that would bring the water to her house, right? And as they have this conversation about water and living water, he begins to help her desire and understand something deeper. That she had pushed away the desire, the longing, the need for love, for a community that embraced her, so that she could laugh and gossip and talk with her neighbors as they walked together to the well in the morning or the evening, cool. She had figured out how to survive in a world where women and children had very little place. And she found a man or 2 or 5 that would make that work. But she'd given up on love. She'd stopped hoping for love a long time before. And she's invited by Jesus to recognize her longing and desire so that he can give her what she desires. But there's something else that's even more incredible. Because while this could be a story of our desire, our thirst, our need for water, our need for living water, our need for love, there's something more that Jesus is doing. He's showing her God's desire, God's love, God longing for us, needing us, like the parched feeling when we haven't found water all day long. Like that longing isn't just ours for God. It isn't even primarily our longing for God. It's God's longing for us, God's love of us. That isn't just God giving us something, but it's God desiring us, seeking us out, longing for our salvation and our redemption. And we'll find how Jesus, very concretely, as we walk through the scrutinies and then the passion and then the resurrection, we'll find not how God gives us this great gift in Jesus. He does. but even more so, how God expresses his love for us, his desire for us, his longing for us, as he invites us into a relationship of love, as he invites us into the salvation that is ours. This Lent, remember, we're entering into a memorial. We're remembering the God who remembers his covenant, who remembers his mercy, who remembers his love. And we're invited just a little bit more deeply into the love that God has for us, even as we might feel and recognize some of the desire and longing of our own hearts, so that we can connect with the God who connects with us, so that we can remember the God who remembers us.